Day 3 of the Generosity Challenge. Let's get started. So as we're reading through these days that are leading up to the Passover, the night in the garden, the arrest, the trial, the conviction, the crucifixion of Jesus on that Roman cross, of the burial, and soon the resurrection, we encounter this point where the disciples and Jesus are getting ready to enter into Jerusalem. Now, we tend to bring this up and talk about this particular day on what's called Palm Sunday. For us, it was this past Sunday. And in the triumphal entry, they call it Palm Sunday because they laid down these palm branches and they worshiped Jesus as he came into Jerusalem. But just prior to entering into Jerusalem, Jesus told his disciples, he said, now I want you to go to a certain place. You'll find there a colt, a young donkey that has never been ridden, and I want you to untie the colt and I want you to bring it to me. And if anybody asks you about why you're taking it, just simply tell them, because the Lord needs it. There's a principle here that we need to learn in our own generosity and in our own giving. And that has to do with the fact that what God is doing, he often calls upon those things which we have for his use. And if our giving is not based upon what God is showing us and telling us, that's why Paul would write to the Corinthian church and he would say a man ought to give what he purposes in his heart. And that doesn't mean, okay, I'm going to sit down and figure out what I want to give. No, it means I'm going to pray, I'm going to ask God, because there's going to be a purpose behind the giving. And the man should not do that as if he's under compulsion, under some kind of rule or law or some kind of obligation, but he's doing it because he cheerfully loves the idea of doing something for Jesus. And so often there will be a call for something. And who knows how the person that might have owned that colt might have felt if he watched these guys he didn't know come up and untie the colt and start to take it. And he says, whoa, what are you doing? Why are you taking that? And he goes, the disciples go, oh, the Lord needs it. Would you be satisfied with that answer? If the church said, hey, we're getting ready to do this, and we need you to give in to this. And you say, well, why? Why should I? We just simply answer, because the Lord needs it. So, as you think about your own personal style, your own personal theology of giving, remember this. Sometimes giving doesn't make sense. It won't make sense on paper. It may not make sense in your own way of whether or not it's a good thing or not. But sometimes the Lord calls you to do something just simply because he says, I have a purpose behind this. And he just simply calls us to release that which already belongs to him because it came from him, and to let it be used for his glory. Take a moment and look at that passage and read through that today. And then remember to ask yourself, God, what is in my possession that I have, that you've given me, that can be used today for your glory? And help me with courage to do that which you show me. I look forward to hearing from some of you. I thank those of you who have written already, and we look forward to what God is going to do during this 7 days of generosity.